I can't believe that a mortal can cultivate into an invincible immortal. Dong was who? Canwu Mountain. Xiangyuan view. Zhang Yan slowly withdrew from the stillness. He only felt his mind clear and his eyes bright. His breathing seemed to be absent, and his body felt a wave of lightness and relaxation, clearly indicating an improvement in his martial arts. But there was no sign of joy on his face. Although this kind of breathing technique makes me light and healthy, a bit stronger than ordinary people, it is not the right path after all. Practicing until I die of old age is just light and healthy, with clear ears and eyes. If I wait hard for opportunities now, not to mention the difficult times of the road, even my life plans will be difficult to sustain. I can't say that I will have to take dangerous military moves today. However, taking this step means that I have no retreat. Zhang Yan hesitated. Although he had already calculated the pros and cons, it was inevitable to worry about the outcome. When he was about to take a final step, he unconsciously held a piece of crystal-like broken jade in his hand and gently rubbed it. Suddenly, a delicate touch like fat and smooth skin came from his fingers, and his slightly irritated mood gradually calmed down. He couldn't help but smile. Since he was no longer Zhang Yan, he should follow his heart and return to his original self. All the past concerns could be put aside. Thinking of this, he felt a burst of comfort in his heart. Apparently, after opening his mind, he finally fit perfectly with this concrete body. 10 days ago, a meteor fell from the sky in the back mountain of Canwu. The original owner of this body inadvertently picked up a piece of broken jade that fell from the sky. But before he could take a look, he died on the spot. Zhang Yan, who had been struggling in the post-apocalyptic world for 7 years and died accidentally while covering the retreat of the camp, was able to resurrect himself in the body of this young man with the same name. Zhang Yan is one of the 3 lower houses of the Ming Song School and the named disciple of the Shangrang Temple. His family was originally from an official family, but at the age of 16, he was instructed by a master to come to the Shangrang Temple to seek immortality. However, 3 years passed quickly, and he learned nothing about the legendary immortal's magic except for some breathing techniques to strengthen the body. The master had told him that to enter the mysterious door, he must first build the Yuan Ling, open the immortal pulse, transform the mortal body, and plant the mysterious root. This is actually the first threshold that Taoists need to face in their path of cultivation, opening the pulse. Only by opening the pulse and removing all dirt and dust can one cultivate the legendary holy art and secrets, and enter the mysterious Taoist path. However, ordinary breathing exercises cannot lead to the Holy Family even if practiced for another 30 to 40 years. In final analysis, without opening the pulse, one cannot become a holy being. If this cannot be achieved, then simply give up the idea of becoming a holy being. As the saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the 9-story tower begins with a single brick. Opening the holy vessel is not an easy task. First, one must condense qi and build the yuan. However, this step alone makes Zhang Yan feel quite helpless. His predecessor practiced the introductory meditation technique for 3 years, and whenever he went to the master in the temple to seek further methods, the master only told him that the opportunity had not yet arrived and his practice was not deep enough, and asked him to redouble his efforts before going up the mountain. He was just a simple and innocent teenager, without any experience in the world of human affairs, and without any guidance from others. He thought it was true, and practiced diligently in summer and winter, spending 3 hours a day on this method. Zhang Yan could only smile bitterly. This body was too honest. He actually believed this story. Although he had occupied this body for not long, he could see from some clues that the so-called opportunity was nothing but money and filial piety. Without money and talent, who would bother with you, an obscure registered disciple? Fortunately, there is always a gain for every loss. Zhang Yan was comforted by the fact that after years of hard training, this body had laid a very solid foundation. It was probably that no one in the entire Shangrang Temple paid as much attention to the introductory mind method as he did. You should know that this set of mental skills is called One Qi Qing Jing. The so-called Tao produces 1, 1 produces 2, 2 produces 3, and 3 produces all things. Wan Qi Qing Jing is the word one. It can be said to be the beginning of all paths, as the cultivation of the cultivation of the cultivation deepens. The cultivation methods will have different levels. However, at the beginning, one is the same, and there is little difference. Most of the world's esoteric sects regard this kind of breathing technique as the most fundamental foundation for entry. However, this is only the most basic mental skill. Without superior methods to guide, even the best foundation cannot sprout and bear fruit. After experiencing the doomsday in the previous life, Zhang Yan deeply felt the powerlessness and insignificance of ordinary people in the face of various natural disasters and viruses. Therefore, his desire to seek the Tao was far more intense than anyone else at this moment. Since he came to this world, he must not miss the road of longevity. Although he has great determination and perseverance, there are more urgent things to consider at the moment. After 3 years of cultivation, his previous life was not engaged in production, and the money he brought to the mountain was barely enough. Now he has nothing left except a wok, a set of pen, ink, paper, and inkstone, and can only eat wild vegetables every day. It is difficult to make a living, let alone pursue the Tao of immortality. Cultivating the Tao is not a matter of escaping into the mountains and not eating human food, but rather a very expensive matter that cannot be supported by wealthy families, of course. Those who are talented and chosen by the master are naturally different, but for those who voluntarily go up the mountain like Zhang Yan to seek the Tao, they need to bear all the expenses themselves. Over the past few days, Zhang Yan has been struggling to figure out how to solve the dilemma in front of him. However, he has come up with a solution that, if properly executed, can not only solve the immediate problem, but also allow him to enter the site of the Shangyuan Temple's master. However, this solution carries certain risks, and one false step could lead to irreparable consequences. But since heaven has given him this opportunity, it is impossible for him to abandon the Tao and go down the mountain. He can only move forward, not retreat. As the saying goes, the arrow is on the string and has to be fired. In his view, Zhang Yan in the past only knew how to practice within doors and didn't know how to tap his own wealth because he was originally a scholar. He spent a lot of time studying the eclipse script used by Taoist practitioners. Almost all Taoist classics are written in this script, which can be said to be the foundation of Taoism. In Zhang Yan's view, the eclipse script is more accurately described as a code for Taoists than as a word. Each eclipse script has 1,000 meanings, and when it is put into a sentence, it is even more like a book of heaven. To understand it, one not only needs to rely on talent and intelligence, but also use bamboo divination to deduce and find out the general idea. Only after careful understanding can one gain something. Such interpretation is half divination and half speculation, and it often takes time to read. Of course, there is no efficiency to speak of. There are many people who have read Taoist books for 3 to 5 years without understanding them, which makes most Taoists feel headache. If you are not willing to spend time grinding, you can go to the middle and upper division of the temple to seek advice. It depends on whether you have enough opportunities.